Hey everyone, just give me 1 minute. All right, I'm going to set up the live stream and then we will get into the cards. All right, so this is what I got. Some of you could work with Goddess Kali. Some of you could work with Goddess Persephone or Goddess Ran. Some of you could be connected to Helen of Troy. Someone here could be in the military or ex-military. So definitely different. That could be like little extra confirmations for some people. It's like Goddess Kali is burning away illusion and she's burning away ego. So she's acting like a fierce mother figure to you right now who is protecting you by challenging you. You could be having to face an ego death or a loss or something. Maybe it's something fear related. Maybe you guys have been having to face these things or you're currently facing these things. The movies Jeepers Creepers could be a confirmation. The first and the second movie of Jeepers Creepers could be an extra confirmation. Someone could be 23 years old, or cicada bugs could be a confirmation, or something is happening after 23 years, or something could be appearing after 23 years. That could be an extra confirmation for somebody else. There could be some sort of dark, unstoppable force that is really demanding some sort of confrontation. And you're being invited to confront something. Could be something primal within yourself. It could be confronting fear, loss, confronting your ego. It'll be different things for different people. But what you might be fearing could actually liberate some of you. So Kali could be telling you to step forward with something. You guys are undergoing like this destruction and rebirth energy. And again, it's burning away some kind of ego or illusion. Someone here could be Hindu. Someone here could be Norse. Okay. Someone here could be a water sign. I'm also picking up fire. Something about you're a seductress, but you're also a punisher. You're a seductress and you're also a punisher. You have a lot of emotional depth. Some of you are holding on to some kind of secrets. Some of you may feel entrapped. There's some sort of cycle of emotional or physical abuse, or either there's this energy of drowning in feelings or an energy of hidden pain. It's like there's something that's I didn't mean to say leaking, but that could be significant for someone. It's like there's something that is lurking beneath the surface. This may not just be literal abuse. It could be internalized fear, trauma, or maybe survival tactics. Maybe there's something that keeps dragging you back into some kind of pain, like a feeding cycle, okay? Something's trying to feed on you energetically. Again, I'm picking up the movie Jeepers Creepers, where he's like this creature that is kind of like a cicada bug, where he only comes out every 23 years in order to feed, and he feeds off of people. Now, this is obviously something symbolic or metaphorically, Some of you may need to identify some kind of repeating pattern or repeating emotional pattern, or some of you need to stop giving power to an old wound, because there could be an old wound that is surfacing, and it's surfacing so that you can actually release it. Someone here could live by the sea. Someone here could live in India or a Norse country. That could be an extra confirmation for somebody here. Somebody here could live near a waterfall. This is flow. So you got to let something flow. You got to let something release. You got to surrender to something. Waterfalls are very powerful. Something cannot be resisted here. TLC, that song Waterfalls by TLC could be a confirmation for someone. It's like you could be getting some kind of warnings about going too far, or maybe warnings about ignoring your intuition. Some of you could be, like they say, chasing waterfalls. Like some of you may be chasing some kind of illusion. Don't ignore some kind of signs, all right? The characters in the Jeeper Creeper movie, they were like ignoring the signs at first, and one of them ended up paying the price. And so, and there's actually a psychic in the first one where the lady calls him on the payphone and she's like, have you seen the cats yet? And like, and she would like, she just kept saying all of these things. And he's like, how do you know all this stuff? Like some of you could be really intuitive. So make sure you're not ignoring your intuition, or if there's someone around you that's very intuitive, don't be ignoring their intuition, because somebody's very, very like spot on with their intuition, whether it's you or someone in your energy, and you need to listen to yourself or someone around you. Don't go too far with something here. Or your intuition could be trying to guide you away from some sort of danger, and they could be trying to guide you towards some kind of growth instead, but you got to stop chasing some kind of waterfalls here. You got to let go of some kind of illusion. Maybe you guys are trying to control an outcome with something, and you need to let go of the illusion of trying to control the outcome and just let it go with the flow, like water. Trust the natural flow. But also make sure you're staying alert to some kind of red flags as well, okay? Some of you could work with Goddess Persephone. Some of you, Goddess Persephone could be blessing some of you, because it says her blessing on it. You're innocent in a situation, or there's this innocence energy about you, or some kind of duality about you. You guys are connected to underworld energy, but also energy of the light as well, just like Persephone. She was a goddess of the springtime and flowers, but she was also a goddess of the underworld. So there is some sort of duality about you. Persephone is the maiden, but she's also the queen of the dead. So this is heavy transformation. This is you rising after some sort of descent. Again, a rebirth. I keep getting messages about transformations and rebirths. I feel like I've been getting these messages for like a month now. It's like Persephone could be wanting you to reflect your own journey into some kind of darkness, but with a promise of returning from that darkness like she does, okay? Or some of you have already been in the darkness, and now it's time for you to return to the light. Like Persephone, there's a certain time of the year where she goes to the underworld where the dark is, and then she comes out in springtime where the light is. She has that duality of both light and dark. She knows when to leave the dark behind and go to the light. She knows when to leave the light behind and go to the dark. You're not lost in some sort of darkness. You're actually being initiated. And a lot of you need to claim your power as someone who can walk through some kind of shadows or darkness and then return back with some kind of wisdom. Okay? That is going to be very important to a lot of you here. Someone Greece could be significant, or someone could be Greek. Okay? And then we also have Helen of Troy. Someone's name could be Helen or Troy for an extra confirmation. A lot of you are gaining or manifesting some sort of power through your beauty, your physical appearance, through being desired. And some of you are getting some sort of power even through envy. But unfortunately, some of you may be dealing with being objectified, or some of you could be dealing with being blamed for something even though you're innocent. You may be feeling, you know, empowered but victimized at the same time somehow. Like, you could be a very empowered person or feel empowered or be doing something that makes you feel empowered, but some of you may feel victimized by like how other people perceive you. Or either some of you are caught up in some sort of battle over your own worth. The movie Jeepers Creepers, the villain, the bad guy, the scary guy in Jeepers Creepers, he can smell. Like, he goes around smelling a lot. And he can smell fear. And he selects his victims through like smell or something like that. It's like when he targets his victims by smelling fear, and someone may be targeting you because you're very physically attractive, or for others of you, it's because of your vulnerability. Maybe you're going through a vulnerable time or a dark time, and someone is sniffing that out, and they're trying to target you while you're going through whatever this is. Okay, so different messages for different people. I feel like you're both magnetic and misunderstood. So you really need to be protecting your energy and make sure that you're not letting other people define who you are or even define your value. And it's funny that this card, the Drill Sergeant card, came out because I even mentioned in a previous reading on this channel that you guys are having to be a drill sergeant in your own life, or you're having to link up or collab with someone or hang out with someone that has that drill sergeant energy. Because a lot of you are undergoing a lot of transformations and change, and you need that drill sergeant energy. You need that discipline, that push through energy. Transformation through hardship. No fucking excuses. Your spirit is purposely pushing you. You're being pushed either by yourself or by life. And now's the time to rise up and fight. It's not the time to have a victim mindset. In the movie Jeepers Creepers, I think it was the second one, where they're like all on the bus, and they really had to like train themselves in real time to really outwit the creeper guy. And so your survival is calling you to be sharp, to be fast, to be decisive. This is your call to take action here. You need to be taking what you have learned from your pain, from your shadow work, from some sort of darkness, or maybe it's just your past, but you got to be taking what you've learned and using it to start building some sort of discipline, whether that be emotionally, physically, or spiritually, or all three. That song Survivor, I think Destiny Child sings that, could be significant to someone here. But you're not just a survivor, you're actually becoming a leader of your own fate. Some of you are becoming a leader for a lot of people. You're like in this in-between phase of like shadow and self-mastery here, okay? You're definitely undergoing like a rebirth, a sacred death kind of energy to cause this rebirth. But you've got to escape a toxic cycle. You've got to let go of some kind of emotional pain or victim mindset. The universe sees you. They see you, or you're being seen somehow. You're being seen. You're being wanted. Some of you are even some of you are like being seen for your power, or wanted or sought out for because of your power or maybe your knowledge. And others of you, you could even be being blamed for your power or your knowledge. You could be being blamed for something because of your power or your knowledge. But that doesn't define who you are. You guys, it's interesting that it says ran. I know ran is a goddess, but it also makes you think of like running away. And with the drill sergeant, it's like it's not time to run. There's no more running. It's time to take back control. That's also makes me think of the TV show Stranger Things. I think it was season 4 with Eddie Munster. And remember when he like runs away from that girl in the beginning because he freaks out. There's a scary monster that's invisible and unaliving people, and he saw it right in front of his face and he freaked out and ran. And it made him, it really like emasculated him because he didn't feel like he saved her. He felt very weak. He didn't feel much like a hero. And then towards the end of the season, he's like, fuck this. I'm not going to keep running, you know, and he ended up being the hero and saving a lot of those kids' lives. Like you could have ran from something in the past. You could have ran from pain or something dark or scary or fearful, but you're not doing that anymore. You're definitely going to be facing whatever this is and taking it on head on. Right when I said that, I just... Do you guys remember those commercials where it was like, head on, just roll it across your forehead, head on? Like you'd wake up at 12 in the morning and that should just be like, head on, like 50 times. Like someone could be having headaches or something or migraines. Maybe that's like an extra confirmation. I don't know. But yeah, some kind of fear, it could be feeding off of you. So be careful of that. Don't let some kind of trauma or some kind of patterns like feed off of your unhealed wounds. That's very important at this time. And a lot of you are in a karmic or an cycle or a emotional cycle that's come back around to heal. Yeah, and it's like scary, like the Jeepers Creepers, how he buries himself, but he comes back around every 23 years. And it's terrifying. Like something could be coming back around and maybe you guys are, you know, scared to face something. But this is like your 23rd year type of moment where something cycles back around and you're really having to face this fearlessly here. Because something can smell your fear. And I'm telling you, they feed off of it. They target you maybe intuitively, spiritually, emotionally, physically, whatever. But they sense your energy. But they also sense your power. They sense your power. They sense your pain. They sense your beauty. They could even sense your weakness. But your job is to reclaim it consciously here. And you're not helpless. Please don't feel helpless. You're not helpless. You need to use certain tools for survival, certain tools for transcendence. These tools could be shadow work. It could be using your intuition. It could be some kind of boundaries. It could be healing. Some of you are undergoing some kind of training. You don't, make sure you're not running from your shadow. You need to face it. Or running from your fears. You need to face it. Or running from a toxic cycle or pattern or something. Okay. And also make sure you're not like chasing some sort of illusions here as well. Make sure you're staying grounded in something that you know, and also remember to not surrender your power to those who are only see you on a surface level, because there's some people out here that do want you to surrender your power, and it's because they're judging you based off of surface level things, or these are people that don't even fucking know you hardly. And a lot of you may be feeling like you have spell work on you. Some of you could feel like you're being punished or you're going through bad karma. It's not. It's none of those things. You're being transformed. You're undergoing this initiation, and it's such a serious change. Yeah, you're not being, even though people can sense these things and try to target these things, there could even be people who are purposely trying to put you in a victim mindset and you like need to snap out of it. I don't know. Somebody needs to hear this tonight. You need to be reclaiming your power. Having this strong discipline here. Make sure and ask yourself, what the fuck has been feeding off of your fear? Who or what is feeding off of your fear? On top of you having to face something. It's like your emotions are trying to tell you something, okay? Your emotions, maybe your reactions, it's telling you something here. Some of you could be healing from abuse, but you got to let something flow so you can let it go. So that you can step into your power. And my God, guys, you are powerful. I'm telling you that. You are so powerful. And maybe that's what, again, you know how I said they're sensing your power, but they're also sensing your weaknesses and your pain. And they don't want you to be in power. They sense your power and your potential, your beauty, everything, your wisdom. But they also sense out things that they can try to use against you, things to try to trigger you, get a reaction out of you, feed off of you. I'm hearing the word bottom feeders. These people or these energies are like bottom feeders. Be careful of someone trying to Trojan horse you as well, okay? Yeah, because somebody's using some kind of tactics, okay? Like how the Trojan horse was like a war tactic. And it's like somebody's using some kind of tactics, all right, to mess with you. And you got to like, once you recognize this, whatever this is not going to feed off of you anymore. Because there's like there could be a person or an energy that's trying to like gain access to your inner world or to your home or maybe even to your psyche without even your conscious being aware. And it's like there could be people or a person or a situation that really may not be what they seem. Okay, they could be smiling to your face, but it's to mask their harmful intentions with you. Something could appear harmless. Something could appear beautiful. Something could appear harmless. Something could even appear as a gift, but it contains a threat inside. And once it's inside, that little hidden energy or hidden element could change everything. So someone else may need to hear that as well. You're causing, oh my God, some of you are causing arguments. You're causing a war. I'm hearing you're causing a war, symbolically speaking, metaphorically speaking. Maybe you guys are causing people to fight or two people to fight. Or someone's blaming you or scapegoating you because they're fighting with someone else or something. That could be a side message for someone else. But be careful as well with what people bring into your space under the guise of admiration or being a gift giver or something like that. Because there's something where your beauty, your power, your energy, it attracts sincere admirers, but it also attracts hidden enemies. And it's not your fault, but these cards are like warning you to have to discern carefully with what or who you allow in. This could even be certain spirits that you work with. Maybe it's, you know, like I said, it could just be an energy. Maybe it's a spirit. Maybe it's a deity. Maybe it's an infernal. Maybe, it, you know, whatever. It could be anything. An ancestor that's really not even good for you or something, you know? So, and if it's not other people, now for others of you, it's not people, it's not energy, it's yourself. It's your own thoughts. It's your habits, it's your emotions that are acting like a Trojan horse, which is manifesting into self-sabotage or old trauma disguised as something else, or toxic patterns disguised as something else, okay? So it'll be different for different people for sure. But I feel like Goddess Kali is coming in to burn illusions so that you can see what's real or have some kind of clarity of where your focus actually needs to be. And you really don't need to drown in something that's disguised as love or friendship or something. If, you know, if that person or energy is abusive. But you're having to let something like flow away instead of just holding it in inside of you. But you need to recognize how magnetic you are. But there's also this sense of vulnerability about you too. So you need to be very disciplined about your boundaries, your discernment. Maybe some of you may not need to accept certain things at this time without looking inside of them. For like something about don't accept opportunities, friendships, relationships, or gifts without really looking inside of them first, their intentions or something. Because something may not be what it appears to be. But for others of you, it's not, again, it's not a person, it's not an energy, it's not a spirit. For others of you, it's quite literally parts of yourself that could be sabotaging you. You could be your own Trojan horse, all right? But for others of you, it's like a person or people, an energy, an environment, a spirit, ancestor, something, okay? All right, well, that's mainly everything that I'm seeing here in this reading. So somebody needed to hear these messages, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.